Students, let us do some problems based on graphs in thermodynamics. Before doing that, let us know what are the thermodynamic processes. So thermodynamic process we have now 5 types. Isothermal process. Iso means same, thermal means temperature, same temperature. So in isothermal process, the temperature change will be 0. So delta T equal to 0. So T is the temperature here. Next, another thermodynamic process is isobaric process. So in isobaric process, the change in pressure is 0. That means that will be done, the process will be done at constant pressure. P is here pressure. Isochoric process, volume is constant, the change in volume would be 0. In case of isoentropic process, in isoentropic process, change in entropy, here entropy represents S. Okay, we represent entropy with S. So delta S is 0. So iso means same, entropy means the word thermodynamic parameter entropy. So at same entropy, that means that there won't be any change in entropy. So next, adiabatic process. In adiabatic process, change in heat energy would be 0, where Q is heat. So delta Q equal to 0 if it is adiabatic process. See here, I have taken P versus V graph. So constant pressure, if we know pressure is very constant, is the graph. In this line we will see that pressure is very constant. So this process, the OA process represents isobaric process. Okay, you see OD, this is D, this is OD process. Here now volume is constant, so this line represents isochoric process, whereas this is isothermal OB. No, here this is isothermal, and adiabatic will come down to isothermal. So this is adiabatic process. OC represents adiabatic, OB represents isothermal process. In many times this question was asked, this graph was asked. So this is isobaric, this is isochoric, isothermal, adiabatic. Okay, so now they have given one graph here. A plot is given between pressure and volume. Okay, and there is a process. It is a cyclic process. The cyclic process starts from A and goes to B, C, D, E, and finally it ends at F. Again it comes back to A. So this is a cyclic process. So in this process, we have to identify thermodynamic process. Understood? See, and another condition they have given A, B, C at T1 temperature, where T1 is the temperature, and D, E, F are present at T2 temperature. Got it? So A, B, C are present at T1 temperature, D, E, F present at T2 temperature, where T2 is greater than T1. So based on this condition, just we have to identify whether it is isothermal or isobaric or isochoric, whatever it is. Just we have to identify the process. So A to B, what is that process? When you move from A to B, what is happening? So A to B, so what is constant there? So this is the without changing, it's going straight. So what is this scale? This is a pressure scale, right? So isobaric process, that means the change in pressure would be 0 here, and A comma B are present at same temperature T1. Therefore A gives rise to B, represents isobaric process and isothermal process. Shall we see B to C? So in B to C, pressure is changing, volume is changing, but temperature would be same. B and C are present at T1 only. Therefore this process, B to C process, is now represents isothermal. Let us see C to D. So C to D, what is happening? C to D, volume is constant but pressure is changing, isn't it? Volume is constant, pressure is changing. So therefore it is only isochoric process. C to D represents isochoric process. Even temperature also changes, because C is present at T1 temperature, D is present at T2 temperature, where T2 is greater than T1. So both are not present at same temperature. So this process cannot be isothermal. It is only isochoric. That's it. So next, D to E. So D to E, what is happening? Again here pressure constant and temperature also. D and E are present at same temperature T2. Therefore this is isobaric. Delta P equal to 0. That means isobaric process. Delta T equal to 0. That means that is isothermal process. Let us see E to F. E to F. So E to F, what is happening? Pressure as well as volume also changed, isn't it? But temperature being constant. So E, F both presented T2 temperature only. Therefore, this process is isothermal process. So that is how we have to identify. Simply they will give the plot between pressure and volume. They ask us to identify respect to thermodynamic process. Got it? Yes. So let us see one previous question given here. The graph again given between pressure and volume. Okay, and the reaction can takes place in three steps, three ways. The reaction can takes place in three ways. So in order to reach A from A to B, you can take this path, or you can take this straight line path, or you can take this path. Okay, so this is the question given. Got it? So the pressure versus volume graph is given, and in this we have to reach from A to B. In order to reach A from A to B, so this is one path you have. This is one path, and this is one path, this is one path. The work done along this path is W1. The work done along this middle path is W2. The work done along this path is W2, W3. So now they're asking us the increasing order of work done W1, W2, W3 along these paths. Okay, so which one would be more? Is W1 is greater than W2, or is W3 is greater than W1? So just they're asking us to identify, or no, they're asking us to remember which one is right increasing order. Got it? Now whenever P versus V graph is given, just you have to look a area under the curve. The area under the curve. See, so under this curve you have less area. So under this curve, middle line. So under middle line, as compared to this one, the above line will have more area. When you compare to this line, just go above. So when you go above, so that curve will have more area. Okay, this curve will have more area as compared to this curve, and as compared to this curve, and this one will be having very less area. So higher the area, higher will be the work done. Just you have to remember like that. If the area is more, work done will be more. So when you take W1, this one, when you take this one, under this one you have more area. So under this line, area will be less as compared to W1. Under this curve, the area would be less as compared to W2 and W1. Okay, based on area under the curve, just we have to identify the work done. So higher the work done, higher will be the area, or higher the area, higher will be the work done, like that. Since the work done under the above curve is more, the area under the above curve is more, so W1 will be more. The area under the curve and work done will be having directly proportional relation. Based on that, W1 is greater than W2, which is greater than W3. So therefore option D is right. So it's very important question, so which is given in the previous year. So let us see such kind of one more problem. Again they have given a graph between, pressure and volume. Okay, so pressure and volume, the graph they have got it like this. Got it like that. Now what we have to do is, so by using that graph we have to calculate work done in the process of ABCD. There is a process is happening. In that process, A gives B, B gives C, C gives D, again D gives A. It's a cyclic process in which we have to calculate work done. See here, so this is here they have given pressure 20, maximum limit. Here they started pressure at 10 atmosphere. Initially the pressure is 10 atmospheres. Finally the pressure is 20 atmosphere. Let us see the volume. Initially the volume they have started with 10 liters. They ended with 20 liters. They have given everything. Okay. Yes. Now how to calculate work done? So work equal to, work means already we have calculated no previous problem. In that numerical, the curves are given. The curves are given. Area under the curve represents work done, isn't it? Here also the square is there. So the area of the square represents work done. The area of the square represents work done. So work done equal to area under the curve. That means this is only for us like a curve. So the area of the square is work done. In order to calculate area of this one, see, this is the length. This is the length of the square and this is the width. Length into width gives area, right? That's what I have given. Length into width. So what is the length equal to what? Instead of length, can we write delta V? So this is the length, right? From here to here the length. So there no, this length belongs to volume. Here initial volume is 10. This is 20, isn't it? So instead of length we can take delta V. Instead of width we can take delta P. Delta P. Okay. So that's what. So work done equal to length into width. So length equal to delta V. Width equal to delta P. So delta V means what? V2 minus V1. Delta P. P2 minus P1. So V2 is given initial V2 is now 20. V1 is 10. In the same manner P2 is 20. P1 is 10. So for pressure, unit is atmosphere, per volume liter. Got it? If you calculate, you will get 100 liter atmosphere. In order to convert liter atmospheres into joule, just you have to multiply with 101. 101 joules. Because 1 liter atmosphere equal to 101 joules. Just multiply, then you will get 10,100 joules. 10,100. This is the work done along this process. So this kind of problems will be coming in NEET exam as well as in mains exam. I hope students you understood. So based on this you can do further more examples from textbooks, from materials. Thank you for watching.